are some of the proverbs of hell. In seed time learn, in harvest teach, in winter enjoy. Drive your cart and your plow over the bones of the dead. The road of excess leads to the palace of wisdom. Prudence is a rich, ugly old maid courted by incapacity. He who desires but acts not breathes pestilence. The cut worm forgives the plow. Dip him in the river who loves water. A fool sees not the same tree that a wise man sees. He whose face gives no light shall never become a star. Eternity is in love with the productions of time. The busy bee has no time for sorrow. The hours of folly are measured by the clock, but of wisdom no clock can measure. All wholesome food is caught without a net or trap. Bring out number, weighted measure in a year of dearth. No bird soars too high. Injuries. The most sublime act is to set another before you. If the fool would persist in his folly, he would become wise. Folly is the cloak of knavery. Shame is pride's cloak. Prisons are built with stones of law, brothels with bricks of religion. The pride of the peacock is the glory of God. The lust of the goat is the bounty of God. The wrath of the lion is the wisdom of God. The nakedness of woman is the work of God. Excess of sorrow laughs, excess of joy weeps. The roaring of lions, the howling of wolves, the raging of the stormy sea, and the destructive sword are portions of eternity too great for the eye of man. The fox condemns the trap, not himself. Joys impregnate, sorrows bring forth. Let man wear the fell of the lion, woman the fleece of the sheep. The bird a nest, the spider a web, man friendship. The selfish smiling fool and the sullen frowning fool shall be both thought wise. What is now proved was once only imagined. The cistern contains, the fountain overflows. One thought fills immensity. Always be ready to speak your mind, and the base man will avoid you. Everything possible to be believed is an image of truth. The eagle never lost so much time as when he submitted to learn of the crow. The fox provides for himself, but God provides for the lion. Think in the morning, act in the noon, eat in the evening, sleep in the night. He who has suffered you to impose on him knows you. As the plow follows words, so God rewards prayers. The tigers of wrath are wiser than the horses of instruction. Expect poison from standing water. You never know what is enough unless you know what is more than enough. Listen to the fool's reproach, it is a kingly title. The eyes of fire, the nostrils of air, the mouth of water, the beard of earth. The weak in courage is strong in cunning. The apple tree never asks the beech how he shall grow, nor the lion, the horse how he shall take his prey. The thankful receiver bears plentiful harvest. If others had not been foolish, we should be so. The soul of sweet delight can never be defiled. When thou seest an eagle, thou seest a portion of genius. Lift up thy head. As the caterpillar chooses the fairest leaves to lay her eggs on, so the priest lays his curse on the fairest joys. To create a little flower is the labor of ages. Jam braces, bless relaxes. The best wine is the oldest, the best water the newest. Prayers plow not, praises reap not, joys laugh not, sorrows weep not. The head sublime, the heart passes, the genitals beauty, the hands and feet proportion. As the air to a bird or the sea to a fish, so is contempt to the contemptible. The crow wished everything was black, the owl that everything was white. Exuberance is beauty. If the lion was advised by the fox, he would be cunning. Improvement makes straight roads, but the crooked roads without improvement are roads of genius. Sooner murder an infant in its cradle than nurse unacted desires. Where man is not nature is barren. Truth can never be told so as to be understood and not be believed. Enough.
Hier ist Vorsicht, schnell, It does it, I know. Weird. Yeah, this is the right sound.
Yeah, so you weren't recording at this point?
Yeah, I was.
What?
I was.
Of my own definition, and I won't imprison you with the details. For freedom is a cage that you built for me, and I cannot run away.
Nothing's louder than the weak and dying. Threesome, with their eyes turned towards the sun, see that love comes in pairs. I do too need so much. moving from one hole to the other to put it in her. I try not to write children's stories. I know how they start. Pain and simple, faith stolen, state of total war, breaking bottles, honing voices to spread the butter of ISIS. Something about coiling snakes in her hair. With a gesture, I appear on storefronts and dollar bills to buy her wives off the showroom floor of heaven where breasts grow, to jiggle on her branches, black and melting, tangled at her feet on tanny vines or buried in the earth like soft white fungi. Wet nipples pointing stiffly toward the sky. The body piles like dirt when it's taken down. Thumbnail sketches coming loose, tormenting stone. Her eyes, all ripen there for me. To stand unblinking. This one's not finished, but I'll finish it. Hermit. Throw all the deadbolts at the door. Cinderella selling pussy. It's not white. It's not white. It smells like baby fat. Even the simplest bitch will run to the end of her leash, hands and knees, to bite you. Recluse, homebound, rock and roll suicide. Cinderella and her tight miniskirt. The way Daddy's fingers rip your stocking. Daddy, long legs. He has the right size shoes. Bones floating in a sack of fat, licking the shit off his fingers. You can see them sniffing at the door crack now. Their noses elongate to touch your toes. You can see them, the ultimate salesman. Their numbers appear in your wallet. They're looking for that stiff chlorine smell. You can see it in their eyes as they have them. 8 legs, it's all it takes. 8 legs and a sack of shit. Cower in the corner now. Drink to yourself, whisper to yourself, pray to yourself. Fuck the conspiracy. Fuck the conspiracy. Fuck the conspiracy. You're nothing but a leech.
So buy some coffee, give some spare change, anything. We really need it. He really needs it. And maybe eventually you might be able to open up another cafe where you won't have to charge so much because maybe there'll be better rent policies there. So buy some coffee and help him out. Thank you. Now I'm going to read a few epitaphs from one of my favorite books. In memoriam, beneath this stone a lump of clay lies Uncle Peter Daniels. Too early in the month of May, he took off his winter flannel, lest we forget. In this house, which I have borrowed from the worms I lie. Stop, reader, smile as you behold the palace of a bishop. This stone was raised to Sarah Ford, not Sarah's virtues to record, for they are well known by all the town. No Lord, it was raised to keep her down. Bless my here I lies in a sad pickle, killed by a icicle. Dear sister, here lies the body of Mary Ford. We hope her soul is with the Lord, but if for hell she's changed this life, better live there than as J. Ford's wife. Eliza, sorrowing, wears his marble slab to her dear John who died of eating crab. Jonathan Grover died dead sober. Lord, thy wonders never cease. Here lies Pat McCree. That's very true. Who was he? What was he? What's that to you? He got a fish bone in his throat, which made him sing an angel's note. Here lies the body of Mary Quinn, who was so very pure within. She cracked the shell of her earthly skin and hatched herself a cherub. Here lies the body of Mary Ann Louder. She first, while drinking the Seitz's powder, called from this world to her heavenly rest. She drank it, and she ever best. Here in this urn from Malabar, the ashes lie of Jonathan Barr. He sought a higher life afar and traveled homeward in a jar. Here lies Aunt Man. She lived an old maid, but died an old man. Thank you.
performing a little bit later. Michael, you performing later? Yeah? Ooh. Also, to thank Cody Bobby for his work in the creation of this place. He's going to fall down and try to do it. Now, for a musical interlude. This is Garet. There's a lot of loopy people in this world. There's a lot of loopy people in this room. There's a lot of freaks and weirdos. I'm not a freak or a weirdo, I don't think, but I do have a lot of gas, and so I hope that counts. I'm really kind of normal. This first poem is called The Disney Afterworld. The droning of the bluebird on my shoulder, goading me to kill a man I don't know with a pillow and a gun. Zip, pitty-doo-dah. Zip. Mr. Bluebird on my shoulder, get the hell off my shoulder. I fall to the bed with a muffled blast. The sheets are a pool of rippled blood, bone chip, and shredded flesh. My, oh my, what a wonderful day. Oh, you're so kind. Your dog just died, by the way, tonight. The coffee's toxic, don't buy it. But the snap was natural. Hell, like, there's a place a lot like hell, but not hell. It's a lot like it, but not it. Like a junior hell, like a hell life. A hell life with little tiny devils. With little tiny devils with boxes of cinnamon-flavored toothpicks. And they're jabbing their cinnamon wood toothpicks into your ankles all day, constantly, all night. Little tiny devils, poke, poke, poking. And you can't turn the TV off here. It's blare, blare, blaring. It's blare, blare, blaring back-to-back episodes of People's Court and Price is Right and Matlock and Rodak. The fridge has no food in it, and people keep asking you if you're hungry. Are you hungry? Are you hungry? Are you hungry? Are you hungry? People are way too concerned about your drug addiction here in Hell Life. We're just trying to help you help yourself. And the TV fills the background, and the devils are poking you with those annoying cinnamon toothpicks. And there's more yammering about your drug addiction. You look out the grimy window and see relatives arriving in truckloads, in plane loads, bearing sharp, pointy advice, dumping their suitcases on your hell-like bed, their own miserable polyester clothing falling to the high shack carpet below your feet, the toothpicks, your ankles, the TV. You find a jar of orange marmalade on a shelf. You throw it to the ground and it bursts into flames. The flames lap upon your face, a sad, temporary smile. The smoke detector's piercing tone is triggered from the remnants of the marmalade Molotov. As it clears, you expect to hear the familiar chant of disapproval, but instead receive a chorus of unsettling support. It's okay. We still love you. And you know that it's a lie, and that for the duration of hell-light eternity, you'll be forced to pretend that you want something other than just being left alone. You run down an endless hallway, and all the ones who love you are chasing you, all the ones who will love you to death. Are you hungry? Are you hungry? We love you. You collapse, your ankles slightly swollen, the smell of high shack carpet creeps up your nose, and you can't fall asleep because tomorrow is another day. Hell light.
Genius of electricity who makes you his lover's slave cares not one whit for theories of sustainability and ecological balance. The genius of electricity just wants you to jerk him off. He doesn't care about your dignity and your humanity. He whispers like a static charge at your ear. You don't want to give up your standard of living, do you? There's always more if you just love me. I'll always be here just for you. To run your toys, your appliances, your computers, all of those conveniences that make life so sweet. You want life to be sweet, don't you? Of course you do. Just pick up the plug. Pick it up and slide it in. There's just no juice without it. Please, it'll be all right. Wait till you feel the charge between us. Yeah, baby, just flip the switch. Forget about all those squares and their non-renewable resources. They're just jealous of our love. Come on, baby. Yes, baby. That's right.
Even seeing this again, these lips, beholding this You stroke these swampy tangles, embrace the whole of me, and loving me like this, we kiss.
We waited for death. We forgot what we were waiting for. We got used to the feeling of waiting and went to California, to the marvelous, world-renowned, festively painted circus of miracles and wonders. Christians and Jews and Muslims and Buddhists and magicians and atheists vie for our souls and our gold. The angel whose job was to witness your birth and touch your lips so you would forget where you came from and where you were bound, touched you lightly, then watched as others stepped in and took up the job of beating it out. Your dream coiled and would not be unwound. So important to the world that fear be real. So important to the world that fear be as imaginary as bullets smelted and sculpted from shimmering wells of nothingness. Same as spoons and cigarettes and lilies and babies. One night, after the circus had closed down for the day, you were passing a quiet corner and spied a red skirt. Stopping to look, you were face to face with a gypsy, dark-eyed and broken tooth. She said, I want your gold, but keep your soul. Take my hands. And she taught you a dance. Ashamed and seen, but not wanting to stop, you drew her further into the shadows. Without warning, the walls began to melt and the corner was filled with light. What you already knew, what you saw, what you felt, what you learned, these were all dressed in white and crowned. The angel whose job was to safeguard your dreams returned them to you, wrapped singly, carefully, in a paper pouch. So important to the world that you forget. So important to the world that you remember. A time you made someone happy. A time you set someone free. A wound washed away, a vision ignited, and by pool and lilies and babies. Watching them skimming the lids of your eyes. Did you glance over to the left, to the smoky, half-formed corners of the stage? You may have caught sight, if the light was just right, my form in the haze. I didn't mean to spy, it's just the colors caught my eye. Now you know that I know that you got
are hot for battle, weary minds. Now hope, whose spur awakened all your zeal, no longer even mounts. No shame in that. Lie down, old horse, you stumble at each step. Abandon hope, and sleep the sleep of the beast. Defeated mind, old plunderer, for you love has no more seduction than your sword. Farewell to lutes and trumpet calls alike. Such pleasures cannot tempt a sullen heart. Even spring has lost its sweet allure. Moment by moment, time envelops me like a stiffening body buried in the snow. I contemplate the infinitesimal globe, and I no longer seek asylum there. Avalanche, entomb me in your fall.
By the dam in Arizona, on the crest of a hill, still stands the charred remains of one strange mansion. At night comes a shadow figure, dressed as a park ranger, who sits and shoots coyotes, waits for a crazed mother, looks for 3 drowned children, still alive in the strange mansion. A woman sweeps burnt floors while 3 children play games. There remains so real. Though she threw them in deep waters years ago, by the dam in Arizona, on the crest of a hill, still. True story. This was inspired by people here. It's called Annoying Performance Artist. And in her spare time, she collects freezer burns and only reads issues of antique mirrors and curiosities that are exactly 6 months old. Well, how peachy. I want to say something about the performance artists here.
that I've seen in the few weeks I've come down here, including the girl that left last week, her name Marcy or whatever. Whether you like them or you don't like them, I think the point of what they do is to put mental stop signs up in your head, and you know, yield signs, because you're probably driving at about 125 mentally, and that's a little too fast for anybody. So they have a very good purpose for that. And I've read this twice at other place, so I'll read this one more time. You've got to pay attention to this, it's fast. It's called, and the feeling is mutual. Jesus! What? There's nobody in this room tonight I'd ever want to fuck. Look down on a table and tell me who's, there's a picture of a sculptor named Moreau. What table is it? Does anybody see it? Is it on your table, Andy? No. This was built around looking at that picture and just projecting on people that were walking in and out. Moreau's sculpture. Evidence that thin, minuscule pine needles fell and falling still from out of the twisted, ridged, curved vase onto Moreau's face. Still. In his later years, as he sits in a Paris foundry making ceramic sculpture in the 1960s, still. Frame, formula. Thin needles dropped onto Moreau's black-rimmed Buddy Holly glasses and dropping onto lips precisely pressed in artistic concentration. Minuscule pine falling on busy paint-free and moist cupped fingers. The dawn of creation. Fell or falling on the foundry walls and upon his cheek what Moreau doesn't seem to mind now. I sense, then witness my right hand push forward, downward, and absent-minded, almost lunge to brush the needles off his lips, cheek and eyes gently, even though Moreau is surely dead. Brushing off pine trees and the road does not flinch. Then I blow off the needles and pinch the dry, crackling husks between my moist fingers. Some needles cling to the table surface, like birds in this unexpected storm in the 1960s at the dawn of creation, scattering like wisps of words or bright berries. Pixie dust won't save me or anyone now. I am the hand of God and compelled to wipe Moreau's glasses clean, even though not fond of Frenchmen I've encountered. Or is Moreau Italian? Or Spanish? Is this not Paris, but Rome or Madrid? At the dawn of recreation, after the war, minuscule pine needles fell and fallen still like bombs from out of the twisted, ridged glass vase plumber. Moreau seeks no shelter, but stands unblinking, creating a sculpture. When I have finished, perhaps a photograph snapped in my later years will rest in the cubbyhole back corner on the rough finished surface of a Rainbow or Roma's Cafe round table. Unlike Moreau, I will select my name carefully. Sir Write-A-Lot for the round table. A good night, most nights, with my left hand pushing forward, downward. Pixie dusted style moat fairies will stroll, slipping through the Rainbow or Roma, examining the wall works like 5-year-old generals scrutinize ant colonies. Momentary fascination before crushing the insect domes and mounds. I will not hang on the wall, but with Moreau. My black and white photograph mug will be covered by coffee mugs and awkward elbows. This chin will be reduced to a coaster for porcelain cups. It will be the dawn of creation somewhere in the 1960s as Moreau and I laugh at our own jokes of art, and we head for Paris, Rome, and Madrid. And you can keep your fucking needles, your ants, your bombs, the sculpture. I'll have a genuine friend. Moreau and I, a duo, unstoppable. We'll get drunk together. There will be no cops. At the dawn of creation in the 1960s, it won't matter where. Needles fell and falling still, and there will be no hand of God.
The ancient tradition that the world will be consumed in fire at the end of 6,000 years is true, as I have heard from hell. For the sheriff with his flaming sword is hereby commanded to leave his guard at Tree of Life. And when he does, the whole creation will be consumed and appear infinite and holy, whereas it now appears finite and corrupt. This will come to pass by an improvement of sensual enjoyment. But first, the notion that man has a body distinct from his soul is to be expunged. This I shall do by printing in the infernal method, by corrosives, which in hell are salutary and medicinal, melting apparent surfaces away and displaying the infinite, which was hid. If the doors of perception were cleansed, everything would appear to man as it is, infinite. For man has closed himself up till he sees all things through narrow chinks of his cavern.
Those undone assemble with the frail, palest of moths, an envious phosphorescence in their wings. Vermilions, bronzes, colors of the sun, and the coal fire will not wholly console them. Imagine their deep hunger, deep as the dark, for the blood heat that would rust or reclaim. The glass mouth sucks blood heat from my forefinger. The old god dribbles in return his words. The old god, too, writes poetry in tarnished modes, maundering like the wastes. Fair chronicler of every foul declension. Age and ages of prose have uncoiled his talking whirlwind, faded his excessive temper when words like locusts drummed the darkening air and left the cobs to rattle thick leaves. Skies, once wearing a blue divine, gravel above us mistily descend, thickening with throats to a marriage with the mire. He hymns the rotten queen with saffron hair, who has saltier aphrodisiacs than virgin's tears. That body queen of death, her worthy couriers eat at his bones. Still he hymns juice of her, hot nectarine. I see him, horny skin,
We have a quiet moment in heaven. My life closed twice before its close. It yet remains to see if immortality unveiled a third event to me. So huge, so hopeless to conceive, as these that twice befell. Parting is all we know of heaven and all we need of hell.
That's the professor who's on typewriter, manual typewriter. Doesn't work too well. He was going to type out words, but I don't think it's words, it's gibberish tonight. Anyway, Nicole from the Huntridge is here, and she wanted me to ask everybody if the MTV Spoken Word Tour came to town, if you all would support it.
Yay!
Ooh, minimal response. We have to have a...
How much?
That's not bad.
Sure does, why
A little bit better. A little bit better. Jill Scott Heron is the featured person, but Jonas Hall, you know, from King Missile, he's going to be there too. So, if anybody is interested, come over to me and say, hey, Doug, I'm interested in this. And if you're interested, it may happen.
Will you pay for it?
That's right. Maybe as much as $10. Would you pay $10 to see the FTV Spoken Word Tour?
Yes!
Spoken Word. Would you get to it? No? Too much? Up next, our next speaker is Lammel. Everybody, Lammel. Hello, hello, clap, clap, yes, clap.
There's sometimes when myopic vision would be preferable over binocular vision, especially when you have a microphone in front of your face. Okay, I wrote some poems about having a cage. I think they kind of suck, but they're kind of neat too, so you'll have to forgive me.
Everything sucks.
We were talking about that earlier. Heaven in a cage. Each one of us is heaven in a cage. We're full of fluffy clouds and fog. We all keep ourselves locked safely away. Each one of us is hell in a cage, raising passion. Raging passion and stirring guilt. Whoever did that, I hate you forever.
An achievement. Rare. Dogs are fucking
Raging passion and stirring guilt, able to see heaven so clearly from between the bars, but too blind to free ourselves, too stiff to stretch that far, unwilling to find the door, unable to lift the simple latch. You are heaven in a cage. You are a beautiful spirit with a musical voice, peering this way and that through the bar.
I don't know, David. You want a picture of me here?
Around you.
He's pretty pretty.
You fought hard for this.
Okay.
Without
He's a lot more fun than anything else that's in the neighborhood.
But what is a personal heaven? It is as useless as a personal God. God is for everyone. So is heaven.
What's happening? All these people are blurring it out.
This poem is called The Witch Doctor by Robert Hayden. And there's a lot of really big words in it. And so I guess if I think they're really too cryptic, I'll just go ahead and read it. Let's have a vote. How many want me to define words as I read them?
Cryptic words! Yay!
How many would like me to skip right over it so that
What note?
it just flows?
We want cryptic!
Cryptic words in advance? I could read them afterwards. Make it flow? Okay.
We'll raise our hands if we need to know.
Nobody's listening anyway, so it doesn't matter. I hope you do, because I certainly didn't. I'll do my best to pronounce them so you can recognize them. Witch doctor. He dines
alone, surrounded by reflections of himself. Then, after sleep and Benzedrine, descends the, here's one, Quinquecento stare. His magic wrought from hypochondria of the well-to-do and nagging death wish of the poor, swirled on smiling genuflections of his livered chauffeur into a crusted lilac limousine. The cynosure of mousy neighbors tittering behind the lines, and half afraid of him, and half admiring his outrageous flair. Meanwhile, his mother, Princess in gold lame, perceived him to be London Theater, now Israel Temple of the highest alpha, where the bored, the sick, the aliens, the tired await euphoria. With deadly vigor, she prepares the way for mystery and lucre. Shouts and voice contralto. He's God's dictaphone of all redeeming truth. Oh, he's the holy weight champion who's come to give the knockout lick to your bad luck. Say he's the holy weight champion who's here to deal a knockout punch to your hard luck. Reposing on cushions of black leopard skin, he telephones instructions for a long, slow drive across the park at Virgin's now, with spring and sailors. Peers questingly into the green fountain of twilight, sighs and turns the gold plate dial to music for your dining dancing pleasure.
I'd have taken this off of here a long time ago. I don't know how to take it off.
Designs a new device that he might use tonight. Approaching Israel Temple, mask in place, hears ragtime allegros of a song of Zion. It comes when he appears, a hallelujah wave for him to walk. His mother and a rainbow surfaced cordon conduct him choiring to the altar stage, and there he kneels and seems to pray before a lighted Jesus, painted sealskin brown. Then, with a glittering flourish, he rises, turns, frantically extends his drapiered arms. Israelite, true Jew, O found lost tribe of Israel, receive my blessing now. Selah, Selah. He feels them yearn towards as lover, exalts before the image of himself their trust gives back, stands as though in meditation, letting her eyes caress his garments jeweled in chatiot, cut to fall, to float his tall figure, dramatically, just so. Then all at once he sways, quivers, gesticulates as if to ward off blows or kisses, and when he speaks again, he utters wilding vocables, hypnotic novers planned and never failing. Oh no, I lost my place. That's what happens when a pan rubs against you. To enmesh his flock in theoplastic attention, cries of, here's another big one, folks, eudaimonic pain.
Eudaimonic, that's
artistry. Right. Behind the mask he smiles, and now in subtly altering light, he chants and fiercely trembles, till the convulsive energies of eager faith surcharge the theater with powers of their own, the power he has counted on, and for its sake loves to carry him. Disheveled antiphons proclaim the moment his followers all day have hungered for, but which is his alone. He signals, tambourines again, frenetic drumbeat and glissando. He dances from the altar, robed, hissing, flaring, shimmering, down aisles where mantled guardsmen intercept wild hands that arduously strain to clutch his vestments. He dances in coarse suit and loose, the fervid juba of God as lover, healer, conjurer, and of himself as God.
Just press this on. This side. Press this? Yeah, press this.
Oh, press that. Oh, okay.
Right up.
How should I define all those words in the footnote?
Oh, cool, okay. 15th century!
Okay.
Well!
Can I run the camera?
Yeah, you want it?
No, I never have.
Oh, come over here. There's not much,
If I drop it, I'll value it.
Whoa, quick.
Quinquecento is
15th century!
a 16th century Italian
Close!
North Specifically, a style of Renaissance Italian art and architecture.
We gotta find out how we're gonna.
Staircase would be very grand and house enclosing a
Yeah, if I can find them.
Who put the yellow dot on there?
That's Doug's.
Oh, that's Doug's camera?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Where's that one here? Oh, still, here it is. Okay, check this out. Here, this is the fun button right here. This is one that doubles it up. See how it's doubling up right now?
Yeah.
See this button? Now watch that. Boom. Now we're back to normal. All right. Okay. Boom. Push it again. We get still, and then we go. Look. Whoa, pretty chippy.
So where are all my buttons?
That's the only one that counts right there.
Okay.
What's confusing is this. When Doug is, go ahead and hold here. I'll pass it on to you. Go ahead. Hold on, sure. When Doug erases the image off the television screen, you're still recording it here. So it's a lot easier to watch it on the screen when Doug has it up on the screen. But if it's not on the screen, it's still going on and it's still going on there. The other last important thing is this. You don't have very much wire. I'll follow you around if you want to. I didn't know there was this much.
That's alright. I just play from here.
I wanted to walk around with it. It really ought to be good.
Tony? Hi. I've been here a while, but you were busy. That's great.
Like William S. Burroughs
Yeah.
said,
Worked
this
out
is
well.
ancient
Yeah.
and
Another
evil.
woman was wearing the headdress and the wings.
Yeah.
I don't know what she left.
Everything's holding up good.
Yeah, that's, we had
There is a house in New Orleans. They call
if you get tired, just set it on there.
Come on.
It's trying to manipulate.
They've been around many a fine
Oh,
boy.
this is the
Right.
That's really fun.
How do you, how can I make a bunch of different stills?
Oh, that's this side one here. Where is it? Yeah, there you go.
But I can't make it a slogan.
You want to keep pushing it, it'll spill out. Push it again. There, see that? Now you're spilled. See that? Look at Penina. Look at Penina. I'm more pretty than anybody else. Penina's been strangled.
I got one foot on the backboard. I got one foot on the train. Where am I? We got
TV, it's a good one to pick it up.
Where mothers tell your children not to do in drunken misery, in the heart of the
Too dark.
The death of artists. How often, grim caricature, must I jingle my bells and kiss your bestial brow? Until my aim is true, the circle squared. How many arrows forfeit to the void? We rack our brains with subtle stratagems and ruin many massive armatures before the splendid creature may be seen, for whom our fatal longing makes us sob. To some their idol will not be revealed, and these doomed sculptors, branded with disgrace, upbraid themselves and lacerate their breasts, nursing one hope, sepulchral capital, that death, as it fills the sky with another sun, will make the flowers of their devising bloom. That concludes the spoken word portion of Flowers. I'd like to thank all the poets graders. Coming up next, stay tuned for Club Virtual After Hours with your happy-go-lucky ringleader, Mr. Jeff Morris. Featuring tonight, at the head of the Black Orchestra, the one and only Mike Hemby and his industrial noise band. Stay tuned. Don't go to Fred Rundgren, he's old and he's from the 70s. All that nice and pretty fucking poetry that you heard before, that's all all gone now. That's gone. That's not coming back, all right? The professor has lost his sway over the room. Taking his hat and putting it on and then to go home. He knows that later on he's going to have dreams, bad dreams he's going to have about when the last time he got seriously fucked. I don't know about it. I don't want to know. You want to know? I don't want to know. That day was December 29th, 1993, after which I entered a 6-month vow of celibacy,